Today, we're exploring a classic chapter from the West Bengal Board's Class 8 English curriculum, a story of nature and persistence simply titled Clouds. The story begins in the dead of night. Outside, the sky is thick with rumbling thunder and sudden flashes of lightning. For anyone watching, the heavy black clouds seem to carry the certainty of a massive downpour. The boy at the center of the story hears the storm brewing and realizes the rain will likely ruin his sleep. Rather than staying up to see it, he decides to drift back into a deep slumber. But the morning brings a confusing silence. He steps out to find a sky that is completely clear and empty. The courtyard is dry. Not a single drop of rain fell while he slept. When he asks his mother where the clouds went, she doesn't have an answer. Instead, she loses her patience, telling him to wash up, eat his breakfast, and get to school like he's supposed to. But the question lingers. He can't understand how something so massive and loud could just vanish. This disbelief becomes the catalyst for his journey as he sets out on a quest to track the clouds down. As the boy wanders away from his village, the conditions change through thick dust with a bone-dry throat. This image shows the stakes of a missed monsoon. Here, the soil is fractured into deep, rigid plates, proving that a lack of rain isn't an inconvenience, it's a threat to the survival of the land itself. He stops to ask a grass cutter if he's seen the clouds. The man looks at him with total confusion, as if he'd been asked the most peculiar question in the world. He moves on to a farmer plowing his field, hoping for a lead. But again, he gets the same response. No one seems to know where the clouds have gone, or why he's even looking for them. The text notes that he asks after the clouds, the way a man who has lost a child asks travelers for help. But to the locals, nature's movements aren't something to be tracked. They are just another mystery of the dry season. Finally, after hours in the heat, he finds a reprieve. He reaches a large, sprawling tree and collapses into its shade, finding a brief sanctuary from the sun. In the shade, he finds a Persian wheel. This mechanical system uses the power of oxen to churn and lift water, creating a literal oasis where the boy can finally find relief. He splashes the cool water over his dusty feet and washes the grit from his face before drinking his fill. While he rests, he notices an old man sitting nearby. He asks him his persistent question, "Did the clouds come here?" The old man responds with a story that puts the boy's search into perspective. He tells him about a place he once lived where it didn't rain for 10 years. Hearing about a decade of drought leaves the boy stunned. He sits in silence, listening to the old man's tales, and realizing how small his one-day search truly is in the face of nature's long, unpredictable cycles. Eventually, the boy realizes how late it is and starts the long walk home. Initially, the air is still hot and the dust is still thick, just as it was when he started. But as he gets closer to his village, the world begins to change. He feels a sudden, sharp chill in the air, and he notices that the earth beneath his feet is no longer dry, it's damp. When he reaches the village roads, the scene is unrecognizable. The dust is gone, the roads are slick with water, and the trees, which had been choked with grits and sunrise, now look freshly scrubbed and vibrant. He arrives home to find his mother in a much better mood. She tells him it was a good shower, noting that the rain has cleaned everything, including the jamun tree in their courtyard. He walks over to the jamun tree and stands beneath its leaves. He watches the last few raindrops roll off the branches, letting them fall onto his face as he looks up at the now clear sky. The irony is striking. He spent the entire day chasing the clouds across a scorched landscape, but the clouds returned while he was simply walking home, proving that nature moves on its own schedule, entirely